Fluke. I reincarnated as a dog with my past memories. I rushed to the passenger side window, hoping my son would recognize me. But my wife didn't pay me any mind and simply drove off. I had no choice but to chase the car all the way home. When I got to the back door, I sat down obediently and waited. Still, she didn't let me in. Feeling dejected, I pressed my face against the glass.
He probably hasn't eaten for days.
Seeing how pitiful I looked, my wife's heart softened, and she finally opened the door. The moment she did, I leaped toward my son, licking his face and rolling onto my back to beg for affection. It was only after he pleaded with her that my wife agreed to take me in. As they bathed me together, it felt like we were a family again, just like we used to be. But I knew very well that in their eyes, I was just a stray dog. I wanted so badly to let them know who I really was. While playing with my son, I intentionally hid his toy under the bed. When he discovered it, he was completely stunned.
My dad used to do that.
Late that night, seeing my own photo filled me with guilt. I hadn't been the husband or father I should have been. After tucking my son in, I curled up beside my wife's bed, keeping her company like old times. The next day, when she saw me wearing my old clothes, she actually smiled. But when she picked up my hat, she broke down in tears. I quickly went over to comfort her. No matter how close we felt, we still couldn't truly be reunited. But for now, being able to play with my son and go on family trips with them was enough. Then one day, my old friend Jeff came over. In my memory, Jeff was somehow connected to my death. I lunged at his clothes, but he eventually drove me out and called the police. When the police showed up, I had to hide in the bushes in the pouring rain and watch from a distance. Worried about me, my son slipped out to look for me and secretly brought me back home. Crept out and eavesdropped by my wife's door.
I think we've got to try to put this behind us.
What I heard broke my heart. Later, my son secretly went to visit my gravesite. Unaware of his presence, the caretaker locked the cemetery gates. Following my instinct, I ran to the grave and found my son there, nearly frozen stiff. I lay on top of him, trying to warm him with my body, but the snow was falling heavily and I was quickly losing strength. Fortunately, my wife arrived just in time. She carried our son to the car and wrapped him in a blanket. She walked over to the headstone and called for me, but I didn't go to her. Instead, I used my paw to wipe the snow from the inscription. She fell silent as she read the words, "You will live in our hearts forever," the very vow I made when I proposed to her. In that moment, she finally realized I was her late husband. Tears welled up in her eyes, but now I knew I had to leave. Only by going away could they heal from their grief and find happiness again. I took one last look at them, leaving behind this understanding and love forever in their hearts.